My mission na trust, wey be to transform our rural and urban spaces together sake of say we no fit leave one side and do one side, we must make sure say dem grow together. Former Minister of State for Budget and National Planning, Prince Clem Agba tok dis one wen e declare im in ten tion to run for Governor Edo State 2024. Di declaration shele for APC Secretariat for Airport Road, Benin City. Prince Clement come tok say 2006-2007 na very tough year for dem as APC party sake of say members of di party dey fight themselves and nobody get faith for di party as no resources dey on ground. And come still tok say dem gather bring resources to di party and him contribute some vehicles for di party. He come still chook mouth on top di project he handle when he be Minister of State for Budget and National Planning for di different local governments for Edo State. And come still thank Baba God say APC na di ruling party.
It gives me very joy to be here with you all this morning. I recall our very humble beginning in this party. And I think one man who will remember what we went through from 2006 to 2007 is Lawrence Oka, the secretary of the party. We fought a lot at the beginning because no one had faith in the party. We didn't have resources. Some of us had to garner resources to ensure that the party lived. I recall then in 2007 providing the vehicle that our state chairman used, which was an LX 450, a Lexus Jeep, and 3 other vehicles to serve in the campaign aside from funding what we were doing at that time. You sent me to Abuja as the Minister of State, Budget and National Planning. And I think because it was under the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, a lot of people thought that there was so much of trillions available to me. I was just like a bank cashier who receives money and deposits in your account. And when you come to withdraw, you are allowed to withdraw. But like you know, the cashier cannot touch. Because if you touch it, you are a thief, you go to jail. You can see, but you cannot. I was not in the ministry to award contracts because there was no contract to be awarded. Our ministry was the think tank of the government to do research, to come up with policies, to test policies that other ministries have put in place so as to understand the implication on the economy, then to give advice. Our ministry was the Secretariat for the National Economic Council, where all the governors come together. However, we had to use the opportunities that were available in the network to reach out to our colleagues, and we were able to attract over 100 projects to the state in the 3.5 years served. My responsibility is not to provide a contractor. My responsibility is not to do it. Mine is to create a budget line, and I also facilitated the Nigeria Agenda 2050 and the National Medium Development Plan 2021 to 2025. In all of these plans, we use 1,600 Nigerians to develop. So they are bottom-up plans. You know, we did not use consultants like was done in the past. And most of the consultants that were used were foreigners. I did say that he who wears the shoes no wear inches. So I made a case before Mr. President that we should use Nigerians. And we had youths, we had women, we had the physically challenged, we had representative of Christians, we had representative of Muslims to lead in the development of this country. And when we looked at our national development, the GDP, the country's GDP, 92% of the GDP is contributed by the organized private sector. So I also made a case that we should have someone from the private sector lead in the development of the plan. and I suggested and they don't criticize. A lot of people criticize me for it because they said it's always against government. But I said, when you look at the SDGs, we say no one must be left behind. The plan is supposed to be made for Nigerians, good, bad, or ugly. And it's even best to have a critic lead it, so that he can touch on those areas that he feels that needed to be worked on. And today we have a plan that no one can contribute. Everybody says the plan is good. We'll set up implementation units, but I don't see implementation really going on. It is one of the reasons that I, Clem Agba, have decided to run for governorship of our state, so that I can implement the recommendations that have been made in that plan. One of the things that the plan talks about, is the total neglect of our rural areas to the advantage of only the urban areas. And what it says is that because we continue to develop only urban areas, there is a huge rural-urban migration taking place. And what this does is that it creates slums. It creates slums in our cities, and it promotes insecurity. It also says that because the rural areas have been abandoned, which is where 60% of our people live, these 60% are the ones that produce 90% of the food that we eat, that what they produce does not get to the market. 60% of it goes to waste. And the reason it goes to waste is because of lack of access to the market. And I started by saying that as far back as 2006, 2007, I supported the party. You give what you have. You know, in my last ministerial appointment, I was restrained. I was restrained because I was not that buoyant. I was not in a position to, you understand? But when I was in the private sector and I made the money, I spent it for the party. So if I could do that then, why do I need to change that? In my local government, I pay for our secretariat, and I also take care of the local government staff. From then to now, it's a continuous thing. We've already paid the rent for next year for that same. So what I'm saying is that I don't have enough to give to every individual. So I have to concentrate on things that everybody would benefit from. We look forward to a glorious future, and I just thought I should, before doing my formal declaration, inform the state working committee so that you don't hear it as a rumor. 2 days ago, I met with my community, I met with my ward, and I also met with my local government.
Prince Clem Agba for Talk session with Tori People Come Talk say.
You have to look at capacity. You have to look at competence. You have to look at who's got the knowledge, who's got the understanding, and who's got the necessary experience. I have worked in the organized private sector, not just the private sector. I have worked in the public sector at both the state and at the national level. So I understand the workings of government. I have worked with multilateral agencies. I represent Nigeria in most of the bilateral negotiations. So I am not worried about these people. You know, say variety, they say, is the spice of life. So it's good because I know that our people want good. They want competent people, and they will go for the best. And I represent the best.
Make una no forget say, as we see am, na so we dey talk am, we no dey take blame. From Benin City, Pelumi Mukoro, TMC TV News.